The content and concepts presented within the book, The Messiah and the Secret of Israel, encompassing the profound exploration of the hidden significance of the tribe of Benjamin and its connection to the Messiah, are the exclusive intellectual property of L.S. Larkey and Atlantean Astrology LLC. This work represents a unique synthesis of historical analysis, astrological interpretation, and theological insight, all meticulously developed and authored by L.S. Larkey. Any reproduction, distribution, or use of these materials without explicit permission from L.S. Larkey and Atlantean Astrology LLC is strictly prohibited. This proprietary knowledge reflects a significant contribution to the fields of biblical studies, astrology, and spiritual heritage, and it is protected under applicable intellectual property laws. Chapter 8. Jacob's Wrestling with God and the Injury, the Messiah and the Secret of Israel. Jacob's wrestling with God stands as one of the most enigmatic and significant events in the Bible. This encounter not only transformed Jacob into Israel, but also set the stage for the hidden divine plan involving his descendants, particularly the tribe of Benjamin. In this chapter, we delve into the profound spiritual implications of Jacob's struggle, the resultant injury, and how these elements laid the foundation for the divine strategy that integrates the tribe of Benjamin into the broader narrative of Israel and the Messiah. The struggle and transformation. Jacob's wrestling match with God at the ford of the Jabbok River is a powerful symbol of spiritual transformation and divine favor. This event is a turning point in Jacob's life, marking his transition from a life of conflict and struggle to one of divine blessing and purpose. The wrestling encounter, solitude and struggle. As Jacob prepared to meet his estranged brother Esau, he found himself alone and vulnerable. In this moment of solitude, a mysterious man appeared and wrestled with him until daybreak. Genesis chapter 32, verse 24. Persistence and determination. The struggle was intense, reflecting Jacob's inner turmoil and his determination to secure a blessing. Despite the physical pain and exhaustion, Jacob refused to let go until he received a blessing from his opponent. Genesis chapter 32, verse 26. The blessing and name change. Recognizing Jacob's persistence, the mysterious man blessed him and changed his name to Israel, meaning he who struggles with God or God prevails. This name change signifies Jacob's transformation and divine favor, as mentioned in Genesis chapter 32, verse 28. The blessing Jacob received was more than just a physical reward. It was a spiritual affirmation of his role in the divine plan. This encounter marked Jacob as a patriarch whose lineage would carry a unique spiritual heritage. Author L.S. Larkey reflects, Jacob's transformation into Israel through his wrestling with God symbolizes the spiritual journey of overcoming personal struggles to fulfill divine purpose. This pivotal event laid the groundwork for the unique spiritual heritage of his descendants, particularly the tribe of Benjamin. The hidden root of Israel is not only the root of Israel, but also the root to God. Contrary to the collective understanding of the Kabbalah that the kingdom represents the lower tree of life, the lowest attribute on the tree of life is the kingdom and actually represents the 10th dimension, representative of the sun and the third eye. Through supersymmetry, the crown or the kether is actually the 5th dimension, representative of the mind, Pluto, and the 5th dimension. Moreover, the 10th dimension is the stepping stone into the interior world of the Creator, meaning that the roots are actually the closest to the divine. Therefore, the root of Israel, which is Benjamin, is at the right side of God, literally. The root of Israel is infused into eternity on the right side of God, highlighting the profound spiritual legacy carried forward by the tribe of Benjamin as the hidden root of Israel. When Jesus says, "I am the light, I am the way," He is literally telling us that he is the root of Israel, that he is connected to the fountain of life. This declaration affirms his direct connection to the divine and the profound spiritual lineage of Benjamin, illustrating his role as the eternal bridge between humanity and the divine. Jacob's injury, inflicted by the divine touch during the wrestling match, carries deep symbolic and spiritual significance. Just as Jacob would not let go until he received a blessing, this encounter illuminates a profound truth. No living or non-living thing once touched by God can ever let go without being blessed. This touch becomes the very source of our essence. When God touched Jacob's hip, it created a genetic anomaly, a route to the divine, symbolizing an everlasting connection to God. Just as Aaron's rod blossomed with almonds and flowers when touched by the divine, Jacob's hip injury marked a route to the divine. This mark of divine encounter and favor was passed down to his descendants, especially Benjamin, symbolizing their unique connection to the divine. The physical injury. During the struggle, the mysterious man touched Jacob's hip, causing it to be wrenched out of its socket. This injury left Jacob with a permanent limp, serving as a physical reminder of his encounter with the divine, as mentioned in Genesis chapter 32, verse 25. The injury symbolized Jacob's direct encounter with God. It marked him and his lineage with a unique sign of divine favor and struggle. Genetic and spiritual mark. The injury is believed to have caused a genetic anomaly passed down to Jacob's descendants, particularly Benjamin. This genetic trait, a root or nub at the base of the right hip socket, often caused hip and back problems, serving as a physical mark of divine favor. This physical mark symbolized the burdens and responsibilities that come with the divine heritage of Benjamin. It was a constant reminder of their unique spiritual lineage and connection to the divine. Benjamin, born after Jacob's transformative encounter with God, inherited the spiritual and genetic significance of Jacob's injury. His birth and the circumstances surrounding it highlight his unique role within Israel's divine plan. The sorrowful birth. Benjamin's mother, Rachel, experienced great difficulty during childbirth, ultimately leading to her death. With her dying breath, she named her son Ben-Oni, meaning son of my sorrow, Genesis 35:18. Jacob renamed his son Benjamin, meaning son of my right side. This name signifies favor and strength, reflecting the spiritual significance and divine blessing inherited by Benjamin, Genesis 35:18. Analysis. The duality of Benjamin's names and their prophetic significance. Reflecting on Benjamin's birth, author L.S. Larkey observes, the duality of Benjamin's names, Ben-Oni and Benjamin, encapsulates the complexity of his identity, marked by sorrow and divine favor. His renaming signifies his unique role as the bearer of a profound spiritual heritage. The duality of names, Ben-Oni and Benjamin. Rachel, Benjamin's mother, names him Ben-Oni as she is dying in childbirth, Genesis 35:18. This name captures the profound grief and pain of Rachel's final moments, embedding a sense of sorrow and loss into Benjamin's birth narrative. It reflects the suffering and sacrifice inherent in the human condition, themes central to biblical and spiritual teachings. The name Ben-Oni symbolizes the trials and tribulations that often precede significant spiritual transformations. Jacob, however, renames him Benjamin, which means son of the right hand. This name conveys a sense of strength, favor, and authority. In biblical tradition, the right hand is often associated with power and blessing. Psalm 110:1, Matthew 25:33. By renaming his son, Jacob is not only reinterpreting the circumstances of Benjamin's birth, but also bestowing upon him a position of honor and importance within the family and the wider narrative of Israel's history. dialectical relationship and symbolism. The juxtaposition of these two names, Benoni and Benjamin, highlights a dialectical relationship between sorrow and joy, loss and gain, human frailty and divine strength. This duality is emblematic of the broader human experience and the journey of spiritual growth. Benjamin's names serve as a reminder that out of suffering can emerge great blessing and strength. The duality of Benjamin's names finds a profound parallel in the life and mission of Jesus Christ. First, let's talk about sorrow and suffering. Jesus is often referred to as a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief, as mentioned in Isaiah chapter 53, verse 3. His crucifixion represents the ultimate expression of sorrow and sacrifice. Like Benoni, Jesus' journey is marked by profound suffering and the weight of human sin. However, Jesus' story does not end in sorrow. His resurrection signifies triumph over death and sorrow, akin to the transformation from Benoni to Benjamin. Jesus' ascension to the right hand of God, as stated in Mark chapter 16, verse 19, mirrors Benjamin's identity as the son of the right hand, emphasizing authority, power, and divine favor. The blessings given to Benjamin by Jacob and Moses further highlight the spiritual and prophetic significance of this tribe within Israel's divine narrative. Jacob's blessing to Benjamin described him as a ravenous wolf, symbolizing strength, fierceness, and dynamic energy. This prophecy pointed to the unique role and spiritual qualities that Benjamin would bring to Israel. As we see in Genesis chapter 49, verse 27, Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. In the morning he devours the prey, in the evening he divides the plunder. Moses' blessing, divine protection. Moses blessed Benjamin as the beloved of the Lord, resting secure and protected by God. This blessing emphasized divine favor and the special relationship between Benjamin and God, as it says in Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 12. About Benjamin, he said, "Let the beloved of the Lord rest secure in him, for he shields him all day long, and the one the Lord loves rests between his shoulders." Author L.S. Larkey elaborates, "The blessings conferred upon Benjamin by Jacob and Moses illuminate a deeper understanding of his pivotal role within Israel. These prophecies underscore the tribe's inherent strength, divine favor, and crucial place in the fulfillment of God's promises. This duality in Benjamin's names, Benoni and Benjamin, captures the essence of his identity, marked by both sorrow and divine favor. It signifies his unique position as the bearer of a profound spiritual heritage, bridging the temporal struggles and the eternal divine plan. Jacob's wrestling with God and the resultant injury serve as foundational elements in the divine strategy that integrates the tribe of Benjamin into Israel's broader narrative. This event marked Jacob and his descendants with a unique spiritual and genetic legacy, symbolized by the physical injury passed down through generations. The birth and prophetic blessings of Benjamin further highlight the tribe's significance within Israel's divine plan, as we continue to explore the intertwined destinies of Benjamin and the Messiah. The profound implications of Jacob's encounter with God and its lasting impact on Israel's history become increasingly clear. The story of Jacob's wrestling with God and the subsequent significance of Benjamin underscores themes of divine favor, spiritual heritage, and prophetic fulfillment. These themes reveal the deep connections within Israel's divine narrative, illuminating the profound and divine orchestration that culminates in the Messiah.